voice. Sharp. I found out about that. And then at the same time, I've looked at Prince Mazibugu's trades as well. He was making a lot of money. But with him, I didn't know which method was he using because he was trading gold at that time. I didn't really know what was going on. But I would analyze. Whenever he would buy, I would buy with him. When a trader posts their results, they record a video where else they're on a profit with a buy, and they post it before closing. So if I see that he did not close the trade, I would also enter with that buy just to see, and then I will make little profit. But the challenge was that I didn't really understand what is it that he used to trade at that time, Now that was it. I was learning, making notes. Then around August, somewhere there, I found out that there is investing.com, which is an app which basically it's all about fundamental and technical at the same time. And inside that investing.com app, I found out there's what we call an economic calendar. So basically, an economic calendar is a calendar for investors. It's like you can know what's going to happen next week. Like, for example, on Thursday, I know that Australia as a country is going to be releasing a data. Therefore, I'm going to be trading Australia. On this day, I know that NASDAQ is going to be releasing news. In a sense, or Facebook, Netflix, they're going to be releasing news. Therefore, I know what to do. I know how to trade. I know what I should do, such things. I started learning about that, even though at that time it was only currencies, and I was not successful as yet, but I had knowledge of what I'm doing now. It was totally different from me when I started trading the first time and the me trading while losing and all that, Fine. That was just around August, And whenever I would lose money, I would call my mom and say, Mommy, I need to buy books. Mommy, I would need to buy a financial calculator version 2.0 because the one I have is 1.0. Those things, they didn't exist. I didn't buy any of those things. So what I'm telling you guys is that there is no one on this live video, or there is no one who can ever say they made me except for my mom. My mom made me, but she was not aware. So she was the one who was funding my whole operation, through lies, obviously. Because if I say, Mom, I need 1,000 to trade Forex, she doesn't have money. But if I say, Mom, I need 1,000 to buy books, she has money. You see? So she was my main funder, So none of you niggas can say you have made me. You found me how I am. None of you niggas. None. 0%. Now, I knew that eventually I'll run out of ways to make money. The last time I funded my trading account with 1,000 rands was somewhere around September, right? Which I got from my mom. I found it, I traded fundamental. A 1 minute strategy was not there. 1 minute strategy was not there. I didn't have a strategy. I just knew that something is going to happen during this time, but I didn't know how to trade it. You understand? Yeah. So around September, my relationship, the last time I had sex with my girlfriend was in July. August, I didn't have sex with her. September, I didn't have sex with her. And remember, when you're trading Forex, immediately after blowing an account, you must have sex so that you don't have to have that heavy load behind your shoulders, It's good for Forex traders to have sex frequently, because after blowing an account, you have this pain, only sex can release the And at that time, I was still masturbating. But, the real thing is always better than masturbating. The only difference is that masturbating still gives you the main purpose, which is to come. The whole point is to come. Now, if I'm masturbating and I came, and you had real sex and you came, we both came, chief. You can't say I didn't come. I came. If you think I didn't come, I can even come on you. I came. That's a fact. The main purpose was to come. So that was 2 months of not having sex. And things were not that way before, because me and her used to hit about 8 rounds. We used to do about 8 rounds. Sex. Me. 8 rounds. Don't undermine me. 8 rounds. I would fuck like a robot. But now, ever since I had the money, it's about me now. If I come, I'm done. If I'm satisfied, I'm done. You can go to the police station and report me that I came early. It's fine. It's not about me impressing you. And that is when I got to notice the difference, that poor people, you see, you must relax. Actually, let me not use the word poor. You must respect the broke guys. Broke guys will eat your girl better than you. I was once one of them. I used to eat like nobody's business. Now, 2 months of not having sex. Whenever I would try to have sex with her, you see, when a girl is done with you, you could see with the behavior. She stops giving you what she's supposed to give you, you know. So I've seen it at that moment that, you know what, there is a problem in this relationship. There is a problem in this relationship. Why is my woman no longer giving me punani all of a sudden? You know? And the only answer to my question was that guy. You see that guy that she was hanging out with, the intelligent guy, that was the answer. So I kept on begging for sex, you know, because I was going through a lot and I needed to release, because masturbating was not entirely what I wanted at that moment, you know. And she didn't give me any. It's fine. Now, September month end, when I was trading, I started making money. Like, I started making money, right? But the money that I made, I don't remember exactly how much, but it was somewhere around 5,000 rands. Somewhere I was able to make 5,000 rands when I was still with her, right? Now, early October, early October, I've asked her for the last time that, baby, please give me sex. I want sex. I can't do this anymore. It's almost 3 months not having sex. I still don't understand why you're not giving it to me. She made excuses and all that. You know, when girls don't want to give it to you, they will make excuses. But other niggas don't even beg for that shit. They are the ones who open their legs before. You see life. A boyfriend is begging to get laid. A random nigga, they open for him before he even asks. You see life. And I knew that the reason why she was not giving it to me, it was not because I was underperforming. I was a robot, people. I was a machine when it comes to that. Maybe now I'm underperforming because now I'm feeling myself. But at that time, I made no mistake. I made her come many times. I was a robot. So I knew that her not giving it to me was not because of my performance. There was no nigga who could perform like me. I used to invest my everything. So I knew that there is another nigga who's doing better than what I'm giving her in terms of attention, intellectual challenge, or whatever you guys may call it. So on the 13th of October, 2016, 13th of October 2016, that is when my life has changed. So this girl, remember, I had little profit at that time. This girl, she she came to my room, right? And we had a conversation. We talked. And I was complaining as to how she has changed. I was complaining as to how I love her, but she's no longer giving me punani, she's no longer giving me the attention that she used to give me, and so forth, you know. And she was crying, you know, she was emotional. We were having that emotional talk on the 13th of October 2016, and she told me how much I'm less of a man, you know, in a way, how much I'm basically useless, because at that time we stopped using protection, meaning that I was entering meet to meet. You know how it is when you are in a relationship with a person for quite a long time. You start trusting each other and so forth. So I was hitting it raw at that time. So she raised concerns that, what if I fall pregnant now? How will you take care of your baby? I didn't have answers for that. So her points were useful, basically. She reminded me how useless I am, how less of a man I am, how she's much better and deserves better, you know. And one of the reasons, I used to sell her dreams. Like during the progress of the relationship, I used to sell her dreams that, baby girl, one day I will buy your phone, I will take you out on a vacation, just after I've taken her out on the first one, you know. And whenever I would have money to do those things, I would take it to Forex. So that's what used to make her mad. She could see that there's something that I'm doing with the money, you know. So she was expressing her feelings, how I used to play with her, promising her things. And she was right. She was right. I was promising her things. But instead of doing those things, I was actually investing in Forex and losing the money. And there was no way I could tell her about it, because she was going to tell me that Forex is a scam, just like how everybody is saying Forex is a scam. I mean, I'm referring to poor people right now, how they think mentality wise. So it's fine. She ended things with me on the 13th of October 2016. She broke up with me and she told me that she can't do this anymore. I'm not the guy for her. Now, remember, I've experienced heartbreak before, but I felt like the one that I was going through was a bit too much. Like it was a matter of life and death. It was worse than the one that I've experienced in 2013. It was worse. So I was like, okay, you're breaking up with me. She's like, yes. And I asked her, I didn't ask her. I begged her. I begged her that please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. If you leave me, it's over for me. I'm going to kill myself. She said, you know what? You can decide to leave. You can kill yourself. It's fine, you know? And I'm like, please, girl, don't leave me. You see, when you're begging a girl, a guy begging a girl, crying, literally I was crying. I still can't believe I was crying for a girl. Me crying. But I was at that time. So I was crying, please don't leave me. But either way, she left me, you know. She left me, and it's one pain. Basically, that was the last pain. Ever since from that moment till today, that was the last pain I've ever had because of a girl. And I told myself that I'm never ever going to feel that pain again. It's not nice, because that type of a pain leads to depression, and that type of a depression leads to suicide. You know, I don't really blame people who get dumped and they commit suicide at some point, because we don't know how they feel about this people or this type of a person. So I accompanied her to her room. On the way, throughout the way, imagine they dumped me. I still have the nerve to accompany her because it was a bit dark. I wanted to make sure that she arrives safe. I accompanied her. Throughout the way, I was begging her, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. You see, there's a saying that my tears don't just go to the ground for nothing. I think maybe that was my break point. When I got to her place, after making sure that she arrived safely, I asked her, don't leave me. Either way, she was leaving me. One thing that I asked from her was the last kiss. Last kiss. Remember, previously I've asked for the last kiss, they gave it to me. I managed to move on 2 years later. It took me almost 2 years to move on. Now I'm asking for the last kiss again from another girl. Now this simply means it's going to take me 4 years to move on. So we kissed for the last time and tears were just all over my face. And if it was now, you'd swear that I had corona, the way I had a running nose and all that, like a small kid. You know, when you're crying, you even have running nose, even though you don't have flu. That was me at that time, you know. But that's life, guys, hey? That's life. That's life, you know. And after that, I went back to my room, right? 13th of October, I went back to my room. So when I got to my room, I told myself that I'm going to make sure that I get successful with this Forex thing. Then I traded. I had about 5,000, 6,000 somewhere there. I traded AUD and I lost everything. I lost everything. Now imagine, after getting dumped, you are trading so that you can make money, so that you can make yourself feel better, and you're losing. I lost again. And there, guys, I wonder if I've been thinking about suicide ever since things don't go my way in life, ne? But that was the right time to do it. Honestly, that was the right time to do it. But now, problem was that I'm a coward. You know, I just didn't have the nerve. But that was the right time for me to just end my life, because I had to go face my parents that I lied to them for 4 years. My mom was probably going to have a stroke. My dad was probably going to have a heart attack. You know, they were probably going to disown me if I were to do that. You know, so the only way for me, because I felt like I was living for this girl, was to end my life, right? So after blowing my account, I didn't eat for a week. A week, I was not eating anything. They say that Jesus survived 40 days. I've survived 7 days without eating. What I was eating initially, it was snacks. Like just, you see, snacks and drinking water. Snacks, drinking water. Now, the reason why I was not eating was not because there was no food at that time. There was little food to eat. The only problem was that I didn't want food. You know, when you are ahead, you don't even want food, you know. I didn't eat for like 7 days. My brother, Kgopotso, he was there for me. He could literally, in the middle of nowhere, when I'm sleeping with him occasionally, he would switch on the light and he would find me like this. You see, when middle of the night, it's dark in the room, and then you're sleeping with a person, and then when you would switch on the light, the person is like this, tears all over. That was me for like every day, crying, every day, crying for her. Now, I think if only she knew the kind of pain that I was in, she would have came back. But I don't think she knew the kind of pain that I was in, because I was unable to talk to anyone about it at that time, right? I'm only confident to talk about it now because There's nothing anybody can do. You know. Now, I made a phone call to my mom, and I forgot what was the lie this time. But my mom gave me 1,000 rands. It's like these things, they are connected. When she gave me the 1,000 rands, I lied to her, obviously, but I don't know what was the reason, but it has something to do with school. She told me that this is my last money, Kgopotso. After this, I'm no longer giving you anything. So Linda, initially I knew that this is the last money. This is like the last money. I funded the account with 1,000. If there is one thing in common that I've always had, is not listening. Now I don't listen, man. Now I don't listen. Yes, sis. Because even after losing so much, I still didn't give up on this thing. I still went in. You know, going back to the same thing that hurts you is like going back to an ex that's been abusing you. It's like, I don't know if it's stupidity or it's just ignorance or what, but I didn't listen. I went back, deposited the money. It was about what, $60. Now, people, from that moment when I was trading, I was not trading to make money. No, at that time. I was trading to make sure that I get successful, just so I could get back at my ex. Just so I could be successful, so that I can be better than that guy that he's hanging with. So this takes me back to what I said when I said my success has everything to do with love. So if it was not because of that heartbreak, I wouldn't have pushed beyond the limit. Now, from that moment onwards, 24 hours almost, I would sleep like maybe for like 2 to 3 hours. Almost all the time, I would be on my computer looking at the Forex graph, not entirely trading. It was like I drank energy booster. Now I was angry. I was not trading. I was angry. Angry at her that I'm going to show her that I will make it. Keep in mind, I didn't know that I was going to make it, but I had that anger. It was not even about believing or having faith. I was angry that I'm going to show this girl. The only thing which was in my mind when I opened the trade was, I'm going to teach this girl a lesson. I'm going to teach this girl a lesson. So she was part of my pushovers, the main pushover, you know. And that taught me something in life, that sometimes the main thing that hurts you, you can actually use it to become successful. Let your situation, the situation that you're in right now in your family, the abuse, the poverty, whatever, let that be a reason why you push harder. You understand? Don't let that be the reason why you give up on life on its own. Let that be the reason why you push harder. I've pushed, and I didn't push to make myself a better guy. I pushed to prove it to her that I can make it. Everything that I was doing was about her. Now, from that point, I started making profit. Now, here's the thing. Whenever I would make 5,000 rands, remember now I was purely trading fundamental, but I didn't know, or it didn't have a name. It didn't have a name as yet. It was not 1 minute strategy. It was just a strategy that I was using at that time. I would make 5,000, withdraw, 4,000, withdraw, 10,000, withdraw, 15,000, withdraw. Everything that I was doing was withdrawing. And at that time, because I was doing everything out of anger, I was not even aware that I was actually winning. Like I was not even aware that, fuck, this is the time for me to celebrate. I didn't have time for that. I was angry. So I kept on pushing. November, when it was time to write exams in 2016, I went to school to, actually, yeah, it was early November, I think. I went to school to fetch my timetable. Now, on the timetable will tell you the subjects which you qualify to write for, right? Sorry, out of the 5 subjects, I've qualified to write for 2. Instead of writing for those 2 subjects, I tiered the timetable. Remember, the timetable is a ticket for you to enter into an exam room. So I tiered the timetable like this to show that fuck school, I'm not going back, I'm not writing any exam. I kept on pushing, making money. Now, here's the thing. I never changed my lifestyle. I never changed my lifestyle. People around me never noticed that this guy is making money out of Forex. You know, that is why even today, people still say I don't look like I have money, which is true. It's because I've never looked like I have money. It's because I don't need to prove myself to you. Who the fuck are you? Where were you when I was poor? If I was able to have money and still look the same, what stops me from having money now and still look the same? I mean, why must I wear Gucci so that you can respect me, dog? If you respect me, you'll respect me out of the real person that I am. If you don't respect me, fotek. I'm just that type of a guy now. It's like whether you come in or go, or whether you're coming or going, it doesn't really matter, dog. Doesn't really matter. Now, December, it's almost approaching like almost 3 months of the relationship, right? December, it's time to go home. When it was time to go home early December, I told my parents that, you know what, I will be writing a re-exam. Re-exam is when you wrote an exam and you didn't pass well, then they give you a chance to write again. So I told them that. But I knew that around on the 16th of December, around that time, there were events that I needed to trade, right? So that's why I was still that side. Now, at that time, I've had my niggas. At that time, Kuto didn't know anything about trading. Vincent didn't know that I was even trading. He was driving a taxi somewhere in Witbank at that time. So he was, his father disowned him at that time. Fosh, he was failing in UJ. He didn't know that I was trading. So there were two guys that I opened to. That was my roommate and this other friend of mine. So meaning that now it was like the three of us in a way. So I was teaching them how I'm making money. So I started with my roommate. I showed him this thing and all that. And then, I showed him how they work. I showed them how it works, I mean. So December, I was trading, trading in their presence. They were seeing me trade fairly, you know. So they were interested and all that, you know. So I've kept them close. I'm that type of a guy who goes down with his old niggas. I don't do new friends, by the way. I don't really do new friends. If you're new and you're my friend, consider yourself fucking lucky. Because I always go up with my old niggas. Now, when we went home, Vele, December, I got home, Vele, you know what, I'm feeling myself, right? Parents are happy to see me, but they are worried because I've lost weight. Remember, I went through breakup and I've lost weight. It's like every time I go through breakup, I lose weight. So I lost weight. My mom was not happy about it, but now I was happy because I knew that I was on a recovery phase, you know. Now, when I was spending my December in 2016, ladies and gentlemen, from that last 1,000 deposit that I've made, I've already had almost 93,000. That is like almost 100,000. Like I've almost made almost 93,000 from 1,000. So that's how the story came about. Because so many people didn't really know the details. Or when was your actual breakthrough? So if you can remember, I've had so many tries, but none of them worked until this time when I got heartbroken, then it worked, you know. So I've had almost about 93,000. Now, when I went home, I was behaving differently, you know. If you can have a look at my Facebook in 2016, you can see that this guy was starting to flex a little bit. You know, he's no longer he's no longer the poor guy that we used to know or we know. You see, so I was starting to flex a bit, buying appetizers, pizzas and all that, you know. So that was the only thing which I was doing at that time. I didn't really go for a certain type of lifestyle. Now, come 2017, remember, there's still so many stories which I will tell from 2018 till present. Now, the reason why I feel like I'm still going to tell you even when after I've made it is because I want you guys to understand that even if you have made it in life, there are still challenges that you go through. Challenges, it's part of life. Even a billionaire can tell you that. You never stop hustling. You're always going to go through challenges, right? So come 2017, I'm feeling myself now. So I told Kgopotso about the whole thing. I'm like, boy, there's this thing that I've been doing. Kgopotso is family, by the way. It's called Forex trading. This is how I've been doing it, and this is what I've been doing. This is how much I made. Kgopotso said, this thing is a scam. It's not working. Until I showed him the money that I made. Then after I showed him the money, he's like, fuck. Boy, is this real? I'm like, yes, boy, it's real. We can like go buy a car tomorrow. Tomorrow we can go buy a car. And it's like, no, boy. You see, many people don't understand. The reason why I was able to do things that are the way I'm doing them now is because of my surrounding. If it wasn't because of Kgopotso, I think I would have blown the money at some point. So Kgopotso is like, he was controlling how I think in a way, helping me make better decisions. He's like, boy, no, we can't buy a car now. So what we need to do is that we need to make more money out of this. Remember, at that time, there was no FBK. There was no teach me how to trade at that time. I've done it for myself, on my own. So that's why I'm telling you that there is no nigger here who's going to say that I'm successful because of him. No nigger on this live right now. None. I've made it. Now, time came for me to face up my parents. Remember now, my parents, they're waiting for my results. My parents, they're waiting to tell me when is the graduation day. It's been 4 years university, and they're expecting me to graduate. Now it's the 5th year. Now it's 2017. I've had a meeting with my parents, sat down with them, and I'm like, Mom, Dad. They're like, yes, son. They're like, I'm like, I know you expect me to graduate this year, right? They're like, yes, you're gonna graduate. And I'm like, no, I'm not graduating. I'm leaving school. I've never seen my mom so angry. I've never seen my father so disappointed. My mom was so angry. She was furious. My father was disappointed. They asked me, are you back at this DJing thing of yours? Because I guess they knew that I loved being a DJ, you know? And I'm like, no, what I'm doing has nothing to do with music. I stopped doing music a long time ago because I've seen it's wasting my time. They're disappointed. You see, when your parents are disappointed in you. My mom's words to me was that, Kgopotso, if you're going to go to university, if you're going to go to Pretoria, but not going back to school to graduate, just know that you're no longer my son. I'm like, yeah? She's like, yes. If you're going to go back to Gauteng, not going back to school, just know that you're no longer my son. You will no longer get anything from me. I will no longer buy you clothes. I will no longer give you money for food. I will no longer give you anything. Because I've made loans, I've made sacrifices for you to go to school. You can't tell me that you're quitting at the last minute. You can't quit at the last minute when you're supposed to graduate. my father said the same thing, that son, if you're doing this, just know that we are no longer your parents. It means that you are a man. You're on your own. Now, I don't blame my parents. Do you know why I don't blame them? It's because in their heads, my parents actually thought that all this time I was passing and I'm going to be graduating in 2017. Now, the real reason why I'm quitting school is because all this time I was failing and it's over for me. So that's the thing. Maybe if I had told them that the reason why I'm quitting is because I've been failing, then they would have understood, maybe, just maybe. But in their heads, they thought I was graduating. And I'm like, okay. So it is what it is. Then Kuto, I told Kuto about it. Kuto Leena, he went through the same thing. He told family, or I'm no longer going to school. Me and Kgopotso will be pushing this thing called Forex. They said, hey, if you dare leave school, just know that you're on your own. So practically we were literally disowned financially, I would say. But now, here's the interesting part. You're a parent, you're disowning your son, not knowing that your son has your annual salary in his bank account. He just didn't tell you about it. So that's how I felt. So when my mom was saying these things, I was like, okay, mommy, it's fine. Disown me. You know, it is what it is, mom. I love you a lot, but it is what it is. Disown me is good. Dad, I love you a lot, but it is what it is. Disown me, but I'm going back to Gauteng, whether you like it or not. That's when I've noticed that I'm actually stubborn. And I'm actually stubborn. And when it comes to my dreams, I'm very, very overprotective. And when it comes to my dreams, I don't put any respect on anyone. When it comes to my dreams, I don't need to respect you. It's about me. It's about my dreams. I will not settle for anything. So I've told my parents what I needed to tell them. And the conversation that we had, at the end of the day, my father told me that I'm disrespectful. You know, my mom cried. She actually cried, saying that she didn't raise me that way to talk to them that way. It's because of this. When I was talking to them, now I was being honest. You know, with black parents, you can't really be honest to your parents. Once you are honest and you tell them what's really in, how many times have you said no to what they want you to do, but you can't tell them because there's nothing you can do. So I was honest. I told them what I needed to get off my chest, how they want to control me, make me this person that I'm not. I'm going to be what I'm going to be. You know, so they took it as a disrespect. My mom even cried. I was hurt that I made my mom cry for the first time for as long as I remember. But in my heart, I knew that those tears that she shed, one day there will be tears of joy. The next time my mom cried because of me was when I got her a car. You see, but at that time she cried because I hurt her. It's fine. We went back to Gauteng, me and Kuto. First week, my mom called me. She said, Kgopotso, I love you. I'm going to send you 250 rands to come back home. I'm like, I'm not coming back home, mom. She said, please, son, come back home. I said, I'm not coming back home. They called Kuto on the other side because we were not staying in one family. They said, Kuto, we are going to send you 200 rands. Mine was 250 at least. His was 200. Please come back home. Kuto told them that I'm not coming back home. The real reason why we were not going back home is because we knew that 200 rands they were trying to bribe us with, it gets in times 100 into what we have. So that's what used to give us confidence. So that's why when people come to me and say, Coach, I'm thinking of quitting my job. I'm thinking of quitting school for Forex trading. What do you think? I'm going to tell them that before you quit your job or quit school, please make sure that you make enough money out of Forex. Don't quit before making enough money because you're going to see shit. So we had that confidence because we have made money out of Forex. So there was nothing anybody can do to take that away from us. Now, when we went back to Garankuwa, back to the same student accommodation, I still had almost 90,000, right? I didn't trade, I would say, before going back to Gauteng. So we left like on the 5th of January, 2017, we were already back in Gauteng, whereas students were supposed to come back month end January. Rena, because we were not going in as students, we went early. So when we went early, we called the two other boys, my roommate and my other friend. So it's like there were 4 of us, right? There were like 4 of us pushing. Now, the two other boys didn't really know how much I've actually made. Kema, China boy. Just hold on. On your phone again. Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, so there were like 4 boys, right? And out of the 4 boys, it's you don't know the other 2. You only know Kgopotso only. You only know Kgopotso only. The other 2 things didn't go well. I will explain why. Remember what I said? I always go up with my niggas. So when we were 4 of us, we sat down. We were like, boys, let's do this thing. FBK was not there at that time. So January, the whole of January, we were eating takeaways. Every day, we didn't care. We were spending money, you know. The 4 of us, we had the same vision at that time, you know. So we were trading, we were making money. We've actually made, I think it was about 80,000 together. Somewhere there, 40, somewhere there. I don't remember very well. Somewhere there, together, right? Now, here's the thing. As people, we are different. Remember, I've made my first almost 100K alone. I didn't go to Senten to buy Gucci. I didn't buy a car. I didn't get anything expensive. And the moment I was supposed to do that, I brought Kgopotso in. Now, Kgopotso, when I wanted to buy a car actually. So I wanted to buy a small Corolla or Tez, which cost like 30,000 or 40,000. Then Kgopotso told me that, no boy, don't buy anything. Let's make more money using this money. You see, that simply means that Kgopotso had a vision for us. Like we must go far. Betuel was not there at that time. Poncho was not there. Musho was not there. Vincent was not there. It was just me and Kgopotso and the other 2 boys that we were with. So what we were doing is that me and Kgopotso, we were funding the whole thing. We were depositing money in the Forex account and then we would discuss the market, all of us, you know, as people who have the same vision. Now, problems started when we make money. You see, some people are, I don't know if I would say they are allergic to seeing money. Once they see money, they start going mad. So those boys, those other 2 boys, once they saw money, actual 15,000, actual 20,000, they started making parties. They would like eat 5,000 a weekend. Like out of the money that we make, they would spend 5,000 on alcohol. And we would talk to them, me and Kgopotso. Remember, ever since I was born, I never drank alcohol. I never smoked weed, hardly. I never smoked any cigarette. Any sin that I might have been doing is to have sex and masturbating maybe, and other sins that I'm not aware of. So when those guys saw money, they started living this lifestyle of impressing people, making sure that the landlord feels that now we have money, you know, such things. And this other weekend, the other weekend that made me go mad, they've actually spent like 10,000 in one weekend. They left on Friday, they came back on Sunday. Remember, this was like our money, a group money, you know. So we were sharing the money. So they went the whole weekend, they spent more than 10,000 or whatever, I don't know. with alcohol and girls, maybe drugs. I don't know what they were doing with that money. Hey, so we had a huge fight. So we came to a decision. You know what, boys? Me and Kuto are gonna go our way, and you boys are gonna go your way. So whatever amount of money that we made, we are going to split it. So we splitted whatever amount of money that we had. Ne? Now, funny enough, immediately after splitting the amount of money, they made another party. All the money that we gave them, they've blown it again with a party and girls. And Kuto told me that, you see, with such people, you can never go far, right? So that simply means that it's like we are on a reset mode. We are both starting on 0%. We both have nothing, right? We both have nothing. We are given a chance to build. They knew how to trade at that time. We knew how to trade. So it was just a matter of us not sharing money anymore, because whenever we share money, they want to take money and spend on girls and spend on alcohol. Nalekuto, we were not drinking. You see, it was not fair to work like that. So that's why we separated, right? Now, the role that these guys played a huge role into me becoming what I am today, into FBK becoming what it is today. But at that time, there was no FBK. I want you guys to understand, there was no FBK at that time. So what happened? Around December, one of the other guys, told me that you must write a book. That's how 1 Minute Strategy was written. You must write a book based on Forex and all that, you know. That's his idea. And the name 1 Minute Strategy came with him. Like, he's the one who said, since you are making money in 1 minute, I didn't come with the name. He said, I only came with modifications, name, and coach correction. Those are the only names that I came with. He said, since we are making money in 1 minute, let's call it 1 Minute Strategy once. So that's how 1 Minute Strategy started. That's how it was born, actually. It was because of him. And that's how the PDF, the free PDF that you are reading now, that's how it was actually compiled. They helped me a lot, you know. They helped me throughout the process of doing the book and all that. So the only problem was that when we were making money, remember that was before. When we were making money, we had different plans. They wanted to live the lifestyle, we wanted to invest. So that was the only difference. So we've decided to part ways, I mean, you know. But now, challenge was that they've already played their role in my life. However, good part was that we made money, they've seen it, but we've had our fair share, and they've blown their money. Now, this simply means that whatever amount of money that me and Kuto make from this point onwards, it's our money. They are not there, you know. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because there were scandals. After they see that we were successful, they came back and they tried claiming for what's theirs. Apparently, they're saying that FBK is theirs, I'm theirs, the cars that I have, it's theirs. I mean, dog, we hustled together. We made 100,000 and we had differences. We splitted 50-50. You have blown your own 100,000. Now mine, I've invested it and made more. When I make more money, you can't come back and say, what I've made is yours. You guys, you understand? This simply means that there are going to be people that you start business with today, right? Those people are going to leave you during the way, during the progress of the journey, because it's tough, right? Now, when they leave you, they're going to leave you alone. When you make money, they're going to come back and say, yeah, you started with me. Chief, if I started with you, you are not supposed to leave me in the first place. So just be aware of such situations. Just be aware of such situations. There's always going to be that one person who claims that they have leverage over your life, over your success, and that's nonsense. Because most of the things that you went through them alone. They were not there, right? Now it happened, and then me and Kuto Vele, we pushed, we traded. They were trading as well. Here's the thing. Here's the good part about it. They were trading as well. The difference, the main difference is that they were trading with like $10, $20. Me and Kuto were trading with $1,000. I get it, they didn't have money to fund their trading accounts anymore because they've blown it on girls and alcohol. So me and Kuto had enough money to fund. So we were trading the same thing. They would make $50, we would make $5,000. You know? So it's part of life. We all make choices, you know? Now, there was a time whereby around February, I made a video. Now, this is how FBK was started. This is how FBK was started, right? This is very important because I see so many Forex traders out there beefing, all that, forcing for fame and all that, speaking bad about other traders and all that, just so they could get famous, trying to promote their Forex institutions and all that. I didn't plan for FBK. FBK happened. I didn't plan for FBK. What happened was this. I made a video, just one video, right? Whereby I had about, I think it was about $60, right? I had about $60. Now in that video, the video actually went viral on social media. I've posted it on Facebook. Remember, before I was faking to be famous on Facebook somewhere around 2014, 2015. Now after that, this time, now fame is coming for real. Now the video went viral. It started in KZN. Now when I'm on Facebook, I'm checking my DMs. I see so many people inboxing me. Hey, yo, bro, I saw your video. I'm like, which video? They're like, the one you posted. So people were sharing that video. In that video, it's still there. I'm going to look for it. It's still there somewhere online rotating. In that video, I was able to make $120 in just seconds. That is one thing which people have never seen before. The people that have seen the video, they've never seen anything like that. You see? So that's how it started, you know. People started inboxing me, you know, we want to learn, what are you using? You know, so that's how I got to be well known in the Forex trading industry. Then as I made videos, they were going viral because of how I traded. Now, keep in mind, during this progress, we're still staying in student accommodation in Garankuwa, right? Now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it's been like, I've started this live from 10. Now it's 2, so it's like 4 hours on this live. So unfortunately, I have to come to an end based on part 2 of my story. I will come back with part 3. Part 3, I will pick it up from 2017 so that you can get to understand what is the main reason behind the buying of cars and so forth, and how were we able to remain relevant and keep on making money and all that, you know, the challenges that we are going through and all that. So nonetheless, this is where I'm going to end, people. Thank you guys for watching me throughout this time for like almost 4 hours. I appreciate that. So I feel a need to share my story with you guys because I'm tired of being judged by people who don't know me. So rather today, judge me because you know me, right? Because I've shared my story with you. Don't judge me because you've seen a post. Just because there's Forex trading and then you want to judge me. No, that's nonsense. Fuck you for that. But judge me because now you know who I am, what I've been through, what I was doing and all that. So I'm just going to save this live video on my timeline so that you can be able to view it. Nonetheless, I will see you guys on part 3, whereby now the journey starts. I will still talk about the reality show. Don't worry, I will still talk about the reality show and so forth. You'll understand so many things, and you'll understand the main purpose of the media, that the media's main purpose is to destroy, not to build. So I will share so many things going forward. So nonetheless, thank you guys. Don't forget to set your notifications on. The best way is to just set your notifications on for when I'm going live, whenever I decide to go live. Therefore, you can simply not miss part 3. Nonetheless, thank you guys. I don't know the date for part 3. I will just see when I have time. Part 0, part 1, it's there on my timeline. Thank you guys for watching me. May the Lord bless you. In the name of Jesus. Amen.